Hi guys, welcome back to Nintendo Arcade. Cheers, Sunday night, having a beer. How you doing? Bit of London pride. Right, it's going to be quite a full-packed video, I think, this one. Bit of news for you, a few pickups and a bit of gameplay as usual. The first big news for me tonight, I've just been around to see my friend Ian, where I've got my Nintendo Battle Sharks. Don't know if you remember, they run a 16mm movie. They're really old arcade machines that were brought out by Nintendo in around about 1976. The film's actually a little bit older than the machines, because we believe that the film was actually being shown in bowling alleys on a big projector before they actually made the machine. So the film's actually a lot older than the actual cabinet is. But we managed to get it running tonight, which is really great. I mean, every time I go around there, we're moving forward with it, which is really cool. So it all lights up, everything's working, the projector's going, we've got the film going for about 5 minutes. I was watching the film, which was incredible to see. All the boats going across, coming at you, and you've got to shoot them down, but unfortunately the gun is not calibrated. And if you read the manual, it's telling me that I need a test film, and I don't have the test film. Because I think you have to run the test film to calibrate this long sensor that comes off the gun, and we don't have that. But I'm really hoping that either we don't need it, or someone else has got that for me. There is another guy in Germany who's got a Battle Shark, and hopefully he can help us out with that one. But we are moving forward with it. It's really cool, and it's just nice to see the attract screen. It's not really a screen as such. It's basically a picture. This is the Battle Shark picture, which sits at the back of the cab, and it's behind a half mirror, so it's kind of projected forward in a kind of like a Space Invaders. Remember Space Invaders? You know the moon? The moon in the back of Space Invaders, it's kind of projected forward. Well, it does that in this as well, and it's really, really cool. So that was really nice to see, all lit up, and seeing the film running. But we didn't have it running for long because it's not very clean, so we just want to see it working. I've actually taken the projector home with me out of the other cab, so I'm going to get that all cleaned up. All the rollers are really dirty, so I'll just show you the projector. It's quite big. If I can get it out of this box. This is the projector that's in the actual cabinet. As you can see, it's quite big. It's really heavy, weighs a bloody ton. So all those rollers on there, I've got to give a really good clean up, and then we've got to clean the film up, and then I'll put that back in there, and hopefully I won't need the test film. I'm really hoping I don't need that, because otherwise that's going to cause all sorts of problems. I don't know how I'm going to get around that, but we are moving forward with Battle Shark. You know, work is being done. The film's actually been digitalised now. It's on its way back to England. So we know that we've got that saved. If the film ever breaks, I know we can go back to that and get that produced. So that's going to cost a lot of money to get a digitalised version of the film onto 16mm film. So I'm hoping just to use the original stuff there if we give it a clean up, because I've got 2 films. So we'll just use the original film for now, because I think it's going to cost a few £100, and I haven't got that sort of money at the moment. But it should be fine once it's all cleaned up. That film does last, so it should be okay. So we're moving forward on Battle Shark, which is good news, and hopefully, you know, at the end of the year we'll have a working machine. So yeah, that's where I am with that. My sheriff is just packed up. I've tried all 3 working boards in my sheriff. None of them are working. So I definitely reckon it's got to be the power supply unit. So I'm going to take that out and just try my other one, not tonight, maybe tomorrow, and maybe get that rebuilt soon, get my mate to help me out with that one. So that's a bit of a bum. I've got a machine down at the moment, but that's okay. I've been playing my Red Ted, been playing loads of Gradius, because that's another game I picked up this week. That came all the way over from Germany, I believe. So I've got a versus board, motherboard, and I've got with that Ice Climber, Gradius and Duck Hunt. Although I can't really use Duck Hunt because I need the gun, and I haven't got a gun yet, so I won't be playing Duck Hunt. But I've got Gradius, and I've got Ice Climber. Both are really cool games. In fact, Gradius, I haven't stopped playing actually, it's really good. And that's the video today is basically going to be Gradius, because I wanted to compare the Versus Gradius with the Famicom version and the arcade version, just to see what the differences are. If there is no difference, it's going to be a total waste of doing the films, but we'll find out. It's a really cool game. I really recommend you play it, guys. It's one of the first sort of real side-scrolling games where you had the different options at the bottom of... it's a bit more strategic, really, because you can play it in different ways. You've got options whether to use a laser, missiles, speed up, how many times you can speed your spaceship up multiple times, but I recommend only doing it twice, because if you speed up about 3 or 4 times, it becomes too oversensitive, the spaceship. So, but I'll go into that in detail once we start playing. So that was my other pickup, the Versus motherboard, which is really cool. The car boot yesterday weren't too bad. I mean, they're still really crap, the car boots. I don't know what the hell's going on. Probably eBay. eBay's killed it off. But I did manage to find some Nintendo stuff, so let's start here what I got. First up is a Nintendo GameCube game called Crash Bandicoot. Now, I don't know how this compares with the PS1 version. It's got to be graphically superior. It's probably a really naff 3D game, but I don't know. I picked it up, it was £1. It's all there. It's got to be worth more than £1 surely. Anyway, so that was nice to see. I also picked up one of the best games on GameCube and Wii, which is Resident Evil 4. Doesn't go for much. If you haven't played it yet, you can probably pick it up for about £5 of this game. I paid £1 for it at a booty. It's all complete. Discs in good condition. So yeah, totally recommend that. Really cool game. And one of my favourite football games, not really into football games, not really into sporty games really. There's only a few I play, like Super Tennis is really good. Sensible Soccer's a really good football game, but I'm not into FIFAs and simulations really. I just like more arcade in feel and in style, and this is very arcadey. This is Mario Strikes Charge Football, and it's a really fun game. It's a football game, but there's lots of variations in it, lots of power-ups. Typical Mario game, you get like a power-up. Each character's got its own power-up, and can be quite fun when there's a few of you playing that. So that was cool. And what else did I pick up? I picked up, this was it, this was a weird one. My mate Paul, who does the Mojo podcast. If you're into modern gaming, you want to know what's happening with all the new games, go to Mojo. It's a really cool podcast. I listen to it every week. My mate contributes on the podcast. He's also my main competitor at the car boots. He goes around picking up all the games as well. But if he sees any Nintendo stuff, he always lets me have first nod on it, which is really cool. And this was one of the games that he noticed. He picked it up, and it's called Gargoyles. Yeah, Gargoyles. He said, "Do you want it?" The guy was selling it for £4, which is quite a lot for a Game Boy game at a car boot. I mean, normally you'd expect to pay 50p or £1 for any Game Boy game, especially loose. Obviously, your Marios and stuff like that, your Zeldas, you might pay £2 or something like that. But most people at a car boot selling sort of oddball games like that wouldn't know what it is. And I looked at it and I thought, Gargoyles, well, the only character I know with his own game is the game Demon's Crest. You know that, for the Super Nintendo? It's a really cool game. I used to own it. I sold it for about 300 quid. Yeah, it's a really rare game. It's a really good game by Capcom. And it's like a sequel to Ghosts and Goblins, where you take on the kind of baddie, which is the Gargoyle. And I thought, well, this must be something to do with that. So I thought, okay, £4. It's a little bit much, but he did have a Game Boy Advance as well. So I did a deal, £6 for the lot, okay? And this came with Donkey Kong, which is cool. I don't know if this is working or not. It had a lot of rust in the back, a lot of battery leakage in the back here, but I've cleaned that all up. I haven't tried it yet, but I've never seen a white one before. Normally pick up the normal, was it the grey or the blue ones, and they've normally got like a battery cover missing. But I thought, okay, for £6 I got the deal for that lot for £6, which I thought was brilliant. And it turns out, I looked this up on eBay. I mean, there's only about 4 or 5 examples of this game on eBay, and there's more box ones than there are loose ones, and they're going for like £100, and the loose ones are going for like £10 best offer. I don't know how you can go from £100 to £10 best offer. I don't know. I mean, it's the same bloody game, just paying for a cardboard box, but I know what it's like. I know what collectors are like. I mean, I'm the same. I like a box, I like the instructions, and I will pay more for it. But I mean, that's quite a big dip. But £10, so I've done well there anyway, I think, and I'm looking forward to trying this out, see how it plays. Yeah, so I picked up a nice rare game there. So I was quite happy with that little pickup yesterday. That was about it at the car boot. As I say, I used to come back with bags and bags of games. Those days are well gone. And this morning it was raining, so I didn't go this morning, so no car boot pickups this morning, but that's it really there. No more Amiibos this week. So just the Versus system and those games there. And that was it really. Been playing a lot of that Game and Wario. You know, I picked up that game for the Wii U. And not overly keen about it right now. I mean, hopefully it will grow on me. There's a few little games in there which I quite like, but I'll have to give it a little bit more time to review that really, because I've only played like an hour out of it this morning. That was the other thing I picked up, I forgot to say. My mate Paul, as I just mentioned, he picked up this. Now this is the last game in the Metroid trilogy or collection that I needed. You know, I picked up all the others. I picked up the Japanese Fusion and the Japanese Zero. Well, this is the only other game I needed. Now I've got them all already, separately, but this came out on the Wii and it's a trilogy. I didn't do many copies of this game, so they're quite hard to get, hence the price. I think you're paying about 70 to 80 quid on eBay for a good one. This is mint, and thank you very much Paul for giving me the opportunity to buy it. I know you didn't pay a lot for it, and I offered him more for what he paid for it. That's the deal, isn't it? You know, he's got up early, he's got out there, he's found the game, he's got it cheap. He's probably only paid £2 for this, but I've offered him half of what the eBay Metroid trilogies go for. So I offered him 40 quid for this, and I'm quite happy with that. It's like you pay for a new game, and it is a new game because it's hardly been played. The box is mint, and I haven't looked inside yet, so let's have a look at that now. It's probably missing the CD, the disc. No, but it's all mint. Look at that. How cool is that? So let's just have a look at, there's a little booklet in here. This is what I really want to see, what the book looks like. So apparently there's a bit of artwork in here. Now, I don't know if you know about Metroid. It's basically a Japanese take on Alien. So you've got like a female heroine at the helm. She's the character, the main character. And basically it's just like Alien, really. It's the Japanese take on Alien. Oh my god, look at these pictures here. This is really, really cool. So it's not really a booklet, but it's like a leaflet. And it's got some really cool artwork in there. Look at that, guys. That is awesome. This is why it is one of my favourite games of all time. Nintendo put a lot of work into this game. It's one of the most atmospheric games I've ever played. I've played Castlevania, and this just pisses over Castlevania, if you ask me. It's so much better. Absolutely love it. It's a great game. So I'm really chuffed with that, Paul. Really, really chuffed. Thank you so much for that, mate. And also, he gave me a SNES game. Now, it's nothing to write home about, because I looked it up in my Super Play magazines. It's got to be one of the worst games they ever brought out. But Paul, thank you very much, mate. Anyway, I'm not complaining. Any more SNES games you can give to me? The Rocketeer. Do you know about this one? Have you ever played this one? I haven't played it, but it sounds shit. But it's a free gift. Thanks very much, mate. We appreciate it. And it's Japanese as well, so that's cool. See if it's all complete. Yeah, it's got instructions in there, so that's quite nice. I think it was based on an 80s movie, wasn't it? Wasn't there a Rocketeer film in the 80s? So yeah, cheers Paul again, mate. So a few little pickups there, guys. Bit of news on Battle Shark. And now we're going to go to what I've been waiting for, and what I've been playing all week is Gradius. First I'm going to show you the Nintendo Red Tent version, and then I'm going to show you the Famicom version, and then I'll show you the arcade version. We'll just compare. You know, I probably won't get that far, probably going to do up to the first 2 levels, maybe 3 if I'm lucky. I mean, it is really, really hard, especially on the Famicom version, because I'm playing on the D-pad, and that's a lot of hard work. You know, this game has to be played on the joystick. So anyway, guys, check out this video of my Gradius on the Red Tent. It's really cool. Here we go, guys. I don't know if this is going to work on the versus. It does in the arcade. If you just position yourself right, just behind the... yeah, it works. Cool. Yes. can't imagine doing that without the shield and the extra options. Rock hard game. See, this gets really fast now because I've got good job. I've got a shield. I'm taking some right pace in here. See, I ain't gonna do that now. I've nearly done it as well. I'm not gonna do this. There's no way I'm going to do this. Oh, I've done I can't believe I've done that. Here we go. So you notice the boss will be a little slower now because I've got less options. So I like that. It does give you a bit of chance to. So there's little shields in between the front of the ship. You can break through them. You've done it. Done it. Whee! Not a bad game, not a bad game. Oh man. Oh, that was hard to navigate through that. Oh, so close to getting out of that then. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, I've got past it. Oh, that's cool. I think this is my last life. Getting too greedy. You can blow these things up. So cool, loving that, absolutely love it. That's about as far as I've got in it, guys. We just witnessed. That was about my 5th attempt. So that's the Versus Gradius by Konami for the Versus system. Pretty cool, huh? Right, let's go and have a look at the famicom version now. Right, this is the famicom version of Gradius. It's going to be a lot harder because obviously I'm using the D-pad and it's just going to kill my hands. I much prefer playing with a joystick. I don't have a joystick for the famicom, so I'm just going to have to make do. But what we're looking for really is how different the game plays, maybe how it sounds slightly different. So let's just play through, see how far I get. It's not going to be as far as the Versus. Oh, this is rock hard with the D-pad. Really, really hard. My fingers have had it already. Oh, it's just so hard. And I've got strong bloody hands. Really, I've got really strong grip. It's one thing I can boast about. is my grip, and this is killing me. So God knows how kids played this back in the day. It's just rock hard. Oh, my thumbs. Oh, I haven't done it right. So far it's playing exactly the same as the Versus. I can't see any difference with the sound, with the graphics. Same sort of speed. Yes. So what you can't do on the NES version is do that little twirly thing with the joystick that kind of gives you a little bit of a shield around you. So what we're looking for now is getting a shield. That's what we want. Got the shield. That's what we needed to get into here. My fingers have had it now. I don't know if I can make this. Oh, my fingers. Oh, how did I get out of that? Oh my God, I don't know how I'm lasting so long, to be honest with you. Give your thumbs a rest. There we go. This is exactly the same as the Versus. Oh, my thumbs. Oh. Wow, I knew I was going to do that. Can change things around a bit. Ah. Ah, it's getting too greedy. Ah, my thumbs are had it, guys. That's too hard. But exactly the same. Can't see any difference between the verses at all. Only that it's got verses on the title screen at the top. It plays exactly the same, unless the later levels are slightly different. But I did the first two, end of the first two, exactly the same. So that's cool to know, you know. Now let's go and play the verses. See what the verses, not the verses, sorry, the arcade version, and see how that compares with the two Nintendo versions. Alright guys, so this is what I'm going to play on my bar top here, and already I can tell you the difference here is the arcade version has 3 buttons, one for fire, one for selecting your options, and the other one, if you pick up missile, you've got to press the 3rd button to shoot your missiles. And unfortunately, because I have this made up bar top here, can you see that? I only had 2 buttons, so I can't really use missile. So I don't know how far I'm going to get in this, but already you can see it's graphically a bit superior and the sound is superior. There's a lot more colours in the palette here, so you can see it's much more vibrant. So obviously that's understandable. I kind of knew that was going to be the case anyway, because back in the 80s every arcade game was better than the console games. You know, you had to go to the arcade to see the latest and best games. But let's just see how it plays. It should play exactly the same, if not a little bit better. So I'm not going to go for missile because I can't use it. But you would do if you had 3 buttons. It's only because I don't have 3 buttons. Ah, Lord, I know it's going to be hard work now. You see how far I get. But you can see the differences. We need more power-ups to get to the volcano bit. Shield. That might help. Oh, this is hard. Ah, there's a difference. See that there? That rock, which was on the Versus system, didn't have the guns and the lasers firing at you. So that's different straight away. This is going to be hard for me. Ah, see, mucked it up. It's a lot, really difficult. About the missiles, it really makes a difference. Oh, I just missed that. I'm not going to make this, am I? Unless I go up the top here. I think I go up to the top here. So normally I'd come down here and just shoot across. I think you can just hide up the top here without getting hit. Hopefully. See, the spaceship doesn't do that on the Versus system, doesn't come out there. So you get a little bit more of a level on the Versus system. It carries forward, moves forward, then you meet the mothership, the enemy ship, the end of level ship. I've done it. I wanted to show you that. Come on, I need a power up badly. It's so slow. Yes. Give me a laser. The music's the same really, but you can just tell it's just a little bit more colours on the palette and the sounds just a little bit better, but not that much. It's not amazingly amount of difference. It's only getting a shield. Oh, I could have done with laser though. I'm not going to get through here, I don't think. Sit in it. Right. Oh, this doesn't sound like laser. Very cool. You don't get that laser sound on the Versus or the Famicom version. Oh, it just got me. Nearly had him. One more hit and he would have been dead. Oh, there you go. So there you have it, guys. There's the 3 versions of Gradius. No real difference between the Famicom and the Versus system. But obviously the arcade version is far superior in terms of sound and graphically. It's got a bigger colour palette to it. But it plays the same really. And as I say, I don't know if you noticed the rock on level 1's got those big rockets and lasers firing out. You didn't find that on the Versus or the Famicom version, so that was missing. The rock was there, but the lasers were missing. But the level seemed to go on a little bit further in the Versus system than on the arcade version. You got the mothership or end of level boss that came out of 2 volcanoes. That seemed to come a little bit further on in the Versus system. So there are slight differences there, but essentially the same game, not much between it. Really enjoyed it, really, doing that video and playing all of them. So I know most of you are going to either be playing it on main or on the Famicom, and they're both as good as each other, really. Just make sure you've got a joystick on the Famicom, because that was killing my hands. But that's it, guys. I enjoyed doing that. But before I go, just had another Amiibo pick up through the door. And it's one I've been waiting for a long time, because obviously it's my favourite character out of all the Nintendo characters. And it's Samus, Zero Suit Samus, without a suit on. And she's beautiful. Love it. Love the stance. It's a shame about the plastic bit on the back there, but you don't really notice it faced that way. I guess I had to do that to get the stance. But other than that, she's really, really cool. And I'm really pleased to have her as an Amiibo. And I should be levelling her up in the Smash Brothers. So really cool to get that. And the other thing, the other Metroid related thing, is I finally got through the door the original Zero mission. Well, I had this before, which is a copy, which my friend Aid gave to me. You can see there's a difference in the colour. So if you ever see this on eBay, that's the difference, right? The fake one is yellow, and the real one is slightly oranger. And it's missing a picture of Samus on the end there, look. So that's the main differences there. You should be able to spot that. But if anyone wants this box, you're welcome to it. Just put a little PM at the bottom, a little comment in if you want this. It's got the game in there as well, but unfortunately you can't save the game. This is why I didn't really play it, because, you know, it's such a long game. You can't play the whole game in one sitting. But it does play the game, but you can't save it. But you're welcome to it if you want the box and the game. You know, it's no use to me really, because I've got the original now, which is really nice. I'm not going to open it up now, but it's all there, instructions there, and it comes in a nice little plastic protective box, which is cool. And that was it really, guys. Oh, I just want to show you the progress we made on the Battle Shark. There's a little video at the end here, just stay tuned for that. It's not a great film. As I said, we did have it running for about 5 minutes, and I watched the whole film. It had the sound, but unfortunately, I don't know why, I never made a video of it. We weren't quite ready, and then when we turned it off and turned it back on again, it wasn't working properly. So I only made a video of it about 80% working. It's all working the machine, but the film wasn't running properly. But you get the gist of it. It's all lit up. It all looks really cool. So check that out, guys. That's the Nintendo Battle Shark, really rare arcade machine, right at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the new subscribers to the channel. It's really cool. Put your comments in, and if you want to see some pictures of me arcades, just go on Ninty Arcade on Facebook, or you can follow me on Twitter at Nintendo Arcade. That's it, guys. See you next week. Cheers. Right, take 2, guys. Right, we're all ready to set up here. But before I turn this on, we've just realised we will need a test film. We can't calibrate the gun with the film without the test film. So, unfortunately, I don't think this is going to work, but hopefully the film will run anyway and we can have a look at the film. So I'm going to turn it on. So it's all nicely lit up. All the bulbs are lit up. And the mirror here, if you can see that, Ian, before I turn it on, there's a half mirror in there, so you get a nice kind of bit of a 3D effect going on like you do with Space Invaders and all those old games of the plane, the Spitfire in the background there, which is really, really cool. So let's just fire it up. Put one of these old Deutsch marks in here. Oh, turn it off.